Oliver Bearman and Oliver Gray from James Wharton and Robert DeHaan, Josh Rowledge and Oliver Greenall, Zach Ripley and Oscar Algra from Ruben Volt and Patrick Enoch, then Freddie Spindlow and Taz Intervivazak, Christian Ho and Alessandro Tedesca, Zach Neekin and Sam Hawthorne from Luke Watson, Chris Harnan, Casper Janssen and Alfie Rigby from Marlon Hernandez, Aidan Neat, Oscar Madametz, Kian Shields, Aaron Walker, Peter O'Boyle, Noah Maton and Maximus Meyer, Luis Cavaco, Yannis Stephen Haydens, Pierre Vignevich, Enzo Calderas, Marcus Luzio and Santiago Valve.
And we're in for another brilliant show, hopefully as exciting as we've just had in the senior class. 18 laps to go for the representative of the junior category, Oliver Bearman and Oliver Gray, who have been both absolutely impressive since the start of this event, with Oliver Bearman being able to win 2 of his qualifying heats as well as 3 results within the top 3. 2 victory as well for Oliver Gray, and those two battled very hard through the run of qualifying heats, and they were just split by 1 tiny point that allowed Oliver Bearman to put himself at the forefront in pole position on the inside line coming to the first corner. We've seen that this inside line actually has been rather useful to a lot of drivers in the starts. Will it be against the case for James Wharton, the Australian driving the Powerlane chassis? He will be from 3rd place on the grid on that inside line, so watch out for him, as he might want to go for the lead as well as soon as in the first corner.
So here we go. Bearman, Gray, Wharton, DeHaan, Rowledge, Greenall, Ripley, Algra, Volt, Enoch, Spindlow, Intervivazak, and we are racing. And it's a killer start from Bearman and Wharton. They're going to get through to the first corner, no problem. Gray's got a slow one. Rowledge is going to get in there behind him in 4th position. Gray's going to get the inside line for Wharton and take 2nd place. Barely anybody on the inside line able to stay on the actual track. They go off over the curbs, and that is a very tough move from the 44 Noah Maton as he drops down the order. And Wharton immediately trying to get back on Oliver Gray. Greenall putting himself in the mix. He goes into 3rd position. Very feisty manoeuvring from Oliver Greenall as he pushes his way through in a 3rd position, and now it's Bearman, Gray, Greenall.
Yeah, that's quite a start from Greenall. Actually, it's going to be right there in the mix as he was starting from 3rd row on the grid. Almost the first lap completed, still a bit more than 17 to go. This is going to be a long race for those youngsters, and there's already a lot of battle going on further back in the field. But as in the meantime, Oliver Bearman had the best of start out there, leading in front of Oliver Gray. Then in 3rd place, indeed, Oliver Greenall, who had a fantastic outcome as well in the first few corners. This is going to be the battle for the first few laps, but look out for James Wharton. He was right there in 2nd position before losing a bit of a momentum down to 4th, and Josh Rowledge is going to give him actually a hard time. Josh is very, very close indeed. The 1:04 on your screen is, you might want to go for the move as soon as a 2nd lap, because there won't be much time before after that try to go for the fight and close up the gap with those first 3. In order, Bearman, Gray and Greenall in 3rd place.
I can tell already this is going to be one of those races. We've had some very dictatorial overtaking moves in that first few corners, and so now it's going to be Bearman, Gray and Greenall as they go down onto the back straight. Wharton and Rowledge are going to be hustling together to try and move further forward. Robert DeHaan in 6th place, then it is Algra. Hawthorne already up 8 places to 8th place. That is absolutely fantastic stuff as Gray hustles Bearman and Greenall just sits there waiting for the opportune moment to attack. And then behind 8th place man Sam Hawthorne, we've got Zach Ripley. Alfie Rigby is already up 10 places. Here we go, round the outside. Gray's got Bearman round the outside. What a move from Oliver Gray. Bearman did not have the speed to cane him on the straight. He held the inside line, so Gray just did him on the outside line. Absolutely terrific, and Greenall got the chance to go with him. Bearman doesn't know what's hit him.
Yeah, that's the kind of move we haven't seen that much happening so far in the previous races, going that early around the outside and actually pulling away a brilliant overtaking maneuver in this corner. There was nothing much that Oliver Bearman could have done in this case, but Gray is there, and Greenall actually took the right train. He just went for the move, and there comes Oliver Bearman. He's going to try to switch back, but in 2nd position, Greenall is watching, and look out for James Wharton. He just saw the opportunity again, but not quite yet, as Oliver Bearman is able to close the door on the way to the chicane. And behind, Josh Rowledge as well is in the good mix, in the good pack actually at the front of this field. This is a 5-driver battle actually we're gonna see as well. Not quite the move coming from Greenall just as yet, but it's gonna be very, very close indeed, and difficult for Oliver Gray to maintain his position for long.
This is an absolute rerun of the Senior X30 final. We've got 5 drivers up front, and once they start battling, the 2 or 3 drivers who are further back. Robert DeHaan and Oscar Algra, they're going to be trying to charge up close, and Sam Hawthorne is right there in 8th place. Alfie Rigby has now come up past his teammate Freddie Spindlow to 9th as well, so they are in the mix. And here we go, Behrman's going to make the move on Greenall. Into the hairpin he goes in the banking, and Greenall's not going to be able to hang on to it, but he does keep Wharton from coming through as well. Oliver Gray is just trying to disappear out into the mix up front. They can't afford to battle too much, and Behrman knows it. He waves to the guys behind. Look, stop battling. Gray's getting away. What are you doing? Let's just get back in formation and catch back up to Gray. So Behrman slots into 2nd place. Greenall is 3rd, Wharton 4th, and Rowledge 5th. Rowledge isn't going to be focusing on this at all. Look, Wharton moves across the defend, and Rowledge does the same again. He does the Oliver Gray move and just goes round the outside of Wharton into 4th place, but the Australian has the inside line back again, and there's not a lot Rowledge can do except just run over the curve to keep him at bay. But this is a fantastic scrap, and it just keeps getting better lap after lap, race after race.
Yeah, that's beautiful to see, and actually it was a bit of a tight move between Josh Rowledge and Wharton. Wharton didn't leave to his adversary that much of a space outside of the first corner. And there goes for the move for the lead. This is Behrman getting past Oliver Gray into the banking. We had expecting this to happen for the past few laps, but now it's happening again, and the pole sitter is back into contention for the lead, as we have a warning flag for James Wharton. That might be indeed for the bit of a battle that they had in the first corner, as Wharton really pushed a bit. It was Josh Rowledge on the right side of the track. He had nowhere to go, still didn't put his wheel onto the grass, but he was very tight. That might be the first warning, but it says don't do it again, otherwise this could be even worse as a penalty.
Oh, and a spin, that's Luke Watts! Luke Watts has gone out of the final turn and had an incident. What a shame for Luke. And that's destroyed the front Nassau. It's in bits around him as he tries to keep going. But Luke Watts is out of it almost certainly now. 106 Ruben Volt is the only one around him at the present moment. So Luke Watts is going to have to bring that car back to the pits in bits. He's done an amazing job. He's given it everything, but it wasn't to be this time. Maybe in 2020 it will be his time, as he is given the mechanical flag. So there's not a lot Luke Watts can do about it except come back to the pits with his head held high. He gave it everything he could. But now, unfortunately, it's over. So, Behrman and Gray. There goes Watts. He's going to have to bring it back to the pits and retirement. But he gave it everything he got. The fact that he's able to keep pushing now is very admirable indeed. But it's all done and dusted now for Luke Watts. He's done so much hard work this week, and he's done a great job. That's Behrman holding off Gray again into the first corner. Gray had a go, and Behrman decides to keep it nice and wide to keep Oliver Gray back. And meanwhile, for 3rd, Greenall is trying to keep Rowledge and Wharton at bay.
Concerning Wards, actually, is going again. Actually, he stays on the track. He's going to be shown the mechanical flag right now. And I was going to say this is pretty dangerous, considering that his nozzle is pretty much entirely broken.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give up, does he?
But if he loses it on the track, that could be actually something quite dangerous for the other drivers, and that could prompt a yellow flag to be waved if there's indeed some pieces on the track on the racing light. So he might want to go back to the pit very quickly, as the stewards have just joined.
I was just going to say, we're in this situation where the officials are shaking their head in disbelief. They can't quite figure out why he's still driving, but Luke Watts is still going. He just doesn't want to accept that it's over. He just wants to keep it going. Bless his cotton socks, but he really needs to get off the circuit now. It's such a shame for Luke Watts. He's done an absolutely terrific job, but even in this spirit of determination, it's like, I'm not done, I'm not out of it, I'm still going, but there's just no option. And now Santiago Valver has been given a warning flag, and he's already been in the wars today. Remember how he cut the course in the pre-final, where he got an exclusion for that, as Rowledge is now through into 3rd place. He's got the move done on Greenall.
Yeah, beautifully made. Josh Rowledge back in the mix in 3rd position into the 2nd sector as he made his move, and the fastest on track. I couldn't see that. This is Ken Shields for the back in 14. Interesting. Ken Shields is going to try to make his way up to the field. He just already gained 10th position from 24th on the grid, as Aaron Walker, the 67, is being warned as again by the marshals for maybe some sort of a maneuver further back in the field. But at the forefront, this is the battle. And
it's Taz. It's Taz into Furverzak. Oh no, he's done so well all week. He was one of my favourites to really make a charge this week, and he's been so strong all the way to the final, Taz into Furverzak, but unfortunately it wasn't to be, and the Thai superstar is now out of the race as well. That is so heartbreaking. He's had an amazing week, the young man from Thailand, and unfortunately it's come to nothing. That was such a strong week from him. He's been absolutely sensational since qualifying, and he's kept that speed and momentum all the way through. It looks pretty heartbreaking for him, but He's given such a good effort. It's one of the most impressive performances I've seen from him. Well, it is the most impressive performance I have seen from him yet in the last 18 months, and this was his turning point. Hopefully he's now going to build on this, and in 2020 he can have a crack at the Euro Series as well as coming back here to Le Mans for the international finals. Calderas gets a warning, but here comes the battle, the squabble for position out of the final turn, and it is Bearman, Gray, Rowledge, Greenall, and now Robert De Haan joins the battle in 5th position. Here we go. Gray might get the switch back up the inside line, and Bearman's got nothing he can do about it. Rowledge is going to get through. Greenall might get through, so they're all going to sweep by. Yes, indeed they do. Bearman down to 4th position, and now he's wrestling with Robert De Haan as Gray tries desperately to keep Josh Rowledge at bay. Josh Rowledge is suddenly in 2nd place, and now he's going for Gray. Rowledge takes the lead. What a brilliant run this is from Josh Rowledge.
And what a ton of event, Josh Rowledge taking the lead indeed. And this is drama happening for Oliver Bearman, who dropped down the 3rd position. There might be a sudden change as Oliver Bearman is going again, and there's a contact with Green in 4th place with Greenall. It was very brief, but it could have been very costly indeed for those two. And Bearman lost a position to Robert De Haan as the Dutchman made his way past into 4th position. And there he goes again for 3rd. Robert De Haan is back in the charge in 3rd place. The Dutchman is going to try to chase as well. Just the drivers in front of him being Joshua Rowledge and Oliver Greenall as well. This is going to be absolutely fine. Oliver Gray, my apologies, in 2nd place. And there comes De Haan, the 56 driving the Energy Corsi. A beautiful, and there's a bit of a contact as well. Wheel banging, and look behind who's coming through as well. This is the number 84. This is Ken Oscar Algre, the Estonian, back in the mix side by side into the 2nd corner and the sector. This is a fantastic racing as well from Robert De Haan, considering he was down to
contact! Wharton just nudges the back of Greenall. Greenall goes wide, and Wharton's able to get through into position now. So Wharton makes up a position. Greenall's not happy with that. He wants to come back at him. Meanwhile, Gray and Rowledge are having a proper scrap, and that's a big run wide in the mix there. 5 or 6 drivers scrapping away. Make that 8, actually, as Wharton is the one who's going to end up at the back of the queue. What a shame for the Australian. But Robert De Haan, he's battling with the Estonian, Ken Oscar Algra. These two wanting to run for 3rd position. A brilliant run for the Estonian and a great run for the Dutchman. So here they come down the straight, but Oliver Gray has got a run now on Josh Rowledge to the 1st corner. Is Gray going to get around the outside? No, Rowledge is way too crafty for that one. Here again come De Haan and Algra. 2 battles, 1 for 1st, 1 for 3rd. Bearman is on his own in 5th, but he's going to struggle to catch them with 7 to go.
Yeah, knowing Robert De Haan as we do, his hunger for victory is enormous. And actually himself and Ken Oscar Algre might want to try to work together to try to decrease the gap, which is of 1.8 seconds at the moment between themselves. And Rowledge and Gray, the leading duet, now on your screen for the victory. Robert De Haan is gonna go for it, and he has a bit less than 7 laps to do that before the checkered flag. This is the same distance for either Oliver Gray or Josh Rowledge to snatch the victory at the end of this final and be crowned the junior champion in the IAME International Final of this year. De Haan with Ken Oscar Algre, very threatening indeed. The Estonian driver just behind. You might want to go for the move as well, or stay behind for the momentum and try to go for the gap. And there's a move. There's a switch for 1st position. Oliver Gray going around his fellow countryman for 1st, and Josh Rowledge has nowhere to go and nothing else to do. They're just back off in 2nd place. You might want to go for the move again. Gonna wait for the right moment and snatch again for 1st position. But well done from Oliver Gray, who was starting from 2nd on the grid, battling all the way through since the start of this weekend and this event for the victory. And there's he's coming close to really snatch that trophy that he wants so much.
Bold move from Gray, made it stick. Josh Rowledge frustrated at his defensive tactics since then, but Josh Rowledge knows he's got to find a very smart maneuver to outfox Oliver Gray down the back straight. He's got good momentum. He might get another opportunity into the left-hander. They come through the square left, up towards the final chicane. De Haan and Algra are still giving each other a lot of thinking time as well, as Bearman is running 5th position. Greenall in 6th. Chris Harnon's made a great comeback on his birthday week. And here comes Rowledge. Is he going to do the same move Gray did to him? No, Oliver Gray knows how to get that move done, and he's never going to give him the space to draw alongside. So Josh Rowledge has got to try another trick. Back to the drawing board. Can Oliver Gray be beaten? Well, possibly. But Josh Rowledge has got to find something pretty sneaky to catch him out. This is a great run from Oliver Gray. Rowledge into the right-hander, follows the sweep through. Oliver Gray holds the kart in the position to make sure There's no way back through on the inside line. This is really neatly driven by Gray. Rowledge is giving it everything he can. There's still a long way to go in this race. We've got 4.5 laps left, and this is going to be such a bold move from Josh Rowledge if he can outfox Oliver Gray. But these two have been here so many times before in their native UK, in the European and domestic leagues, and here on the world stage. They know exactly how to race each other, and this is a stereotypical battle between these two. Oliver Gray versus Josh Rowledge. It's happened so many times before, and it's going to happen again, but Josh Rowledge is going to make sure the decisive moves happens, and Oliver Gray again shuts the door. Don't even think about it. That's my move.
Yeah, what can he do actually to try to get past Josh Rowledge? Going right or left or right. He's going to run out of option at some point in this race as we're getting near the conclusion of this final. Less than 3 laps to go before a checkered flag. Josh Rowledge is there observing his opponent, trying to find his way, and Dehaan and Algre just behind are closing in as well. The Dutchman is actually taking advantage of the situation. Just the gap is down to 1 second only between Rowledge and Dehaan, and the clock is ticking. There's not much time left for Josh Rowledge to get past Oliver Gray, considering that Dehaan behind him might be a threat very time soon.
This is not going to be a 2-man race. This is going to be a 4-man race minimum, because Dehaan and Algra are gaining massively on these two as Oliver Gray continues to defend from Josh Rowledge. He moves across again. Rowledge is going to draw alongside. Is he going to get there this time? No, Oliver Gray's going to hold him back, but they're going to lose time by doing that. And now Dehaan and Algra are within half a second. It's going to be so close. Again, Gray is going to defend to the inside lane. Rowledge isn't going to get there, but now Dehaan is going to have the faster line through with Algra giving him support. So they're going to be a 4-man train as they come out of the second sector of this lap, and it is now nose to tail. Gray, Rowledge, Dehaan, Algra, and it's going to be any one of these 4 that can get it. Algra is actually in the box seat here in 4th position. He can watch this battle unfold. Rowledge is desperate to get past Gray at this point because he knows how close Dehaan and Algra are. He can't afford to drop down to 3rd position at this point, because if he does, he's going to lose momentum, lose opportunity, and lose traction. Here he goes for the inside line, having a look at Gray. He's not close enough on that opportunity to make his way through. So now he's got 2 laps to try and fend off from Dehaan and Algra and go aggressive on Gray. He's going to go for the move on the inside. Algra gets side by side with Dehaan. They bang wheels and Algra's through. Algra gets into 3rd position. Lovely move from the Estonian.
Yeah, that's certainly not what Robert Dehaan had expected, actually, because he kept gesturing to Algre, saying, okay, let's go get them. This is our time. Let's work together to try to get them as well. But actually, Ken Oscar Algre had other ideas in mind and just went for the move into 3rd position. Now this is up to Ken Oscar Algre to show the pace and to take maybe Robert Dehaan with him for making another move up to 2nd. But Josh Rowledge is under high pressure right now as Ken Oscar Algre is pulling on a beautiful pace. And there he goes for the move. Algre around the inside, and there's a bit of contact there. Yes, it is. 2nd place for Algre, but look at Dehaan behind, who's not quite able to get past as well. Rowledge is holding for 3rd position. This will be very close as Dehaan is gonna try as well once again into this corner number 12.
And Behrman's going to sweep past them both. Behrman
sweeps
them both and gets into 3rd position. I think that could be the podium decided, because Algra is too close. He's too far away, sorry, from Behrman, but I'm not sure if he's close enough to Oliver Gray. That might have settled it. So this could just be now Dehaan and Rowledge to wrestle for 4th place, and Dehaan gets through into 4th position. Oh, Oliver Gray! Oliver Gray's got a problem! Oliver Gray leading the race. He's got a problem. The car breaks down on him. It seizes. Oliver Gray is out while leading. He can't believe it. He had the victory. He had done it all. And Oliver Gray is now out of this race. But what's happened to Algra? Algra slipped down to 4th. He was trying to avoid him. So Oliver Behrman is now leading on the last lap. Oliver Gray comes to a standstill, seizes, Algra loses ground, trying to overtake him, and Oliver Behrman is going to win this final. You couldn't have asked for a tougher fight, but out of the final turn, Oliver Behrman wins the junior final. I am absolutely flabbergasted. Gray is robbed, but the junior final winner is Oliver Behrman. Dehaan is 2nd, Rowledge is 3rd, Algra is 4th, and Greenall is 5th. It's heartbreak for Oliver Gray. He can't believe it. His head is in his hands as he collapses on the sidelines. He had done all the hard work. He had got it won. But sometimes motorsport giveth and motorsport taketh away. Gray is robbed, but Oliver Behrman grabs the spoils and he gets the clean sweep. IAME Winter Cup, IAME Euro Series, and now the international final winner. Behrman wins it from De Haan and Rowledge. Algra is fourth from Oliver Greenall and Kian Shields. What a comeback. Alfie Repeater 7th is brilliant too. Chris Harnan is 8th from Freddie Spindlow, and Aidan Neat is 10th. That's an amazing fight back from Zach Ripley and Sam Hawthorne.
And down in front of the place, we have a James Wharton, quite an unfortunate turn of event for the Australian, who was able to play for the win at some point in this race, but dropped a lot of ground down to 13th place overall. Is from Aaron Rolko down in 14, from Christian Ho, Maximus Meyer, Marcus Lozio, Noah Maton, Marlon Hernandez, Casper Janssen, from Luis Cavaco, Ruben Volt. Then we have Santiago Martin Valve, Alessandro Tutisca, Pierre Vijevic, Zach Mikin, Pedro Kenok, Enzo Calderas. 29th position for Oscar Manamets in front of Yannis Stevenadens and Pedar O'Boyle. One of the drivers who didn't see the checkered flag is Luke Watts because of his problem with his front nasal, as well as Intrapa Fufazak Tazanopol and Oliver Gray. What an incredible turn of event. What a dramatic situation. That's motorsport at its most cruel.
He had done everything.
Oliver Gray. He had done everything. He could actually already feel the victory with the point of his fingers, and it just tumbled down. It just fell apart in the last lap due to the mechanical issue.
He wasn't going to be caught. He was enough ahead of Ken Oscar Algra. Algra could have done the fastest lap of the race and wouldn't have been able to catch Oliver Gray in time. Oliver had done it, in my opinion. He had got it sorted. He had the lead. But motorsport is tough. It is ruthless. It is cruel. And sometimes it just takes it away from you when you have the most incredible opportunity in front of you. So many comments coming in. Cedric VR says, poor kid. Gard Julien, the Indonesian driver who's watching along, says, I'm so terribly sorry for Oliver Gray. Bradley Beavers says, well done, Oliver. There is always next year. He's absolutely right. There is another opportunity.